joining us now here on the Rich Eisen Show. It's been a while since we've had this man on. He is a Pro Football Hall of Famer and is joining us on behalf of the nonprofit Los Angeles Tourism and Convention Board to promote Los Angeles as a destination. Just as he has learned, it can be a pretty damn good one, not just for football life, but the life after football life. A Pro Football Hall of Famer joining us on the Mercedes-Benz van phone line right now. Eric Dickerson, how you doing, AD?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Well, it's good to chat with you. It's been a while.
Good to talk to you too. I know it's been a good while. I think I forgot about it.
I will never ever do that. I will never ever do that.
I'm just messing with you. How you doing?
No, I know you tweeted at me the other day because we did a video about how you're going to be talking about asterisks with Derrick Henry, and you laughed at me. And now here we are. Derrick Henry looks like he's not even going to play another snap this season, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hate that. And somebody, I just did an interview with the guy from Tennessee about Derrick Henry, possibly having 2,000 yards again, breaking my record. And I asked him, I told him, I said, look, I don't think anyone really wants their record broke, but I said, if a guy's going to break it, he'd be the guy to break it.
Right.
Because, he's big. I like big backs. He's a big back. He's physical. I mean, people talk about the running back is obsolete in the National Football League these days, and I don't believe it. If you have the right guy, that's the guy you use, and I hate to see him get hurt. So, I'd rather see him shatter that record than get hurt. I don't want to see any player ever get hurt because, when you play football, you know how brutal that sport is.
And now the guy who might be the one to replace him, Adrian Peterson, at age 36. I mean, what do you think's going through his mind right now, Eric?
Well, he ain't been hit in a while, so I don't think when they had that first hit, they'll be like, "Whoa!" You might not say it, but football is such a physical sport, and AP has been doing it for so long, and he's such a great player. Hey, he gets a chance to, like I said, to do it again, I guess.
So did you ever get a call after you were done to say, do you want to keep running? Did you ever get any of those?
No, I couldn't, Rich, because I had a neck injury. I couldn't play again. Matter of fact, when I saw the doctor, the doctor not with the football team, outside the football team, gave me the real diagnosis. He said that, if you keep playing football, he said one or two things going to happen. He said, you're going to be paralyzed from the neck down, or you're going to die on the field. And that was it. I mean, I was done. I couldn't play again.
Wow, that's what they told you.
That's what he told me. That's what the doctor told me. The teams don't tell you that, but the doctor told you. Yeah, but Dr. Watkins, and I really appreciate Dr. Watkins being honest with me about that.
Well, I mean, he's a guy that would know. I mean, he
would know, right?
Well,
he would know.
That's who Peyton Manning saw for his neck.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's as preeminent as they possibly can get. But you never even got somebody even just kicking the tires saying, I know that you retired for a neck injury, but I'm just calling to make sure. You never even got the calling to make sure.
Richard, for me, I was really done with it. I really was. I mean, I just, as much as I love football when I first played it, I mean, the sport that I grew up loving, at the end, man, they made me despise the sport that I love so much. I talk about that in my book that I have coming out. And, I loved football. I loved everything about it. When I would come out in the it's close to football season, I could smell it in the air. It was a smell that you could just smell. Like, oh, yes, it's football time. I don't smell it anymore because I haven't played in so many years. But, the sad thing is that, like I said, a sport that I just loved so much, adored so much at the end, it was like I'm just so done with this crap.
Just the pain and the suffering is what we're talking about?
The pain, the suffering, the politics that goes along with it, sometimes the jealousies being on football teams. I won't forget when I was with when I was the Rams, man, we were such a close-knit football team. I mean, close-knit team. And when I got to the Colts, it wasn't the same. I mean, that was the first time I'd seen jealousy on the team, like players jealous of each other. Not just me, but any other players. Your name was in the paper, your money you make. And that's disheartening for me because I think when you play a sport like football, you play it because you love it, because you play it, to get paid also, but you play it because you love it. And you want to play well, you want to do well, you want your team to do well, but it was not like that in Indianapolis at that time.
Wow. Eric Dickerson here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now the Rams are going to be the first up to take on the Titans without Derrick Henry, and they've got Von Miller there. How do you think he's going to – I mean, we all can sense what he can do, and we all know that just by its own sense, it makes no sense that he's going to be allowed to rush a quarterback with Aaron Donald at Leonard Floyd, right? I mean, But that's just, I can hear you laughing about it too, because that's what I did the other day. It's just you can't help but laugh, unless, of course, you're a quarterback, right? Trying to
I
face
know.
it.
I mean, I was like, because I knew when they let I think Kenny Young go. I'm like, okay, something's up, because he was playing well for us. I'm like, something's up. I know they want Ernest Jones to play, the young linebacker, I think, in South Carolina. They want him to play, but I just say something's up with that. And they said they would freed up some money. And, we made that trade. I'm like, wow. I mean, I feel like I think it's a great deal. I really do. I mean, I know he's, 32 years old, but I still know he can still play. It gives Aaron Donald something to work with. It gives him something to work with that, he doesn't have to be the guy. Like when you're the guy all the time and, they game plan for you, now they just can't game plan for him. So I think it's going to be great for him. And also the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, so who do you think is the best team in the NFC? I mean, I know you're locked in on the Rams, and you're locked in and watching everything else going on in that division. You saw what happened with Arizona against them, and obviously with Aaron Rodgers healthy, and under center or in shotgun for Green Bay, you saw what they did to the team that beat the Rams. What do you think?
You can't say. I mean, for me, I don't say who's the team. I think who's the hottest team. You got a couple of teams that are really hot right now. You got the Packers, the Green Bay Packers are really hot. I know Aaron Rodgers not playing this week because of COVID protocol. You've got the Arizona Cardinals, which I'm really shocked about, because they are Arizona. I tease my friend Roy Green. I said, y'all Arizona, y'all can't beat nobody. But, I got to give them credit. They're playing great football. Then you have the Rams that are playing very good football and, making this trade. And also just, the offenses seem to be coming around and clicking with Matthew Stafford. Then you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, it's just so many teams. It's like, who's hot that day? Sometimes the best team doesn't always win the game. And sometimes they do. It depends on the turnover situation. And also, I always go back to injuries. Injuries are always a big part of any sport. If it's football, basketball, baseball, how the injuries play out. So right now, I can't say who's the hottest, but I think those teams I just mentioned in the NFC are pretty much the best football teams.
Mm-hmm. And so you're calling in as part of the L.A. tourism. That stadium the Rams and Chargers play in is incredible. It's definitely something about when I say that people come here to Los Angeles, you got to get off the plane. You got to go see it somehow, some way. That stadium is unbelievable.
I'm telling you, Rich, you have to see that stadium. I mean, I went to see it when they were building it, and you really couldn't get a feel for it. It was almost like a skeleton. You're like, it looks cool, but,
right.
You're just not sure. And, I mean, I think everyone was even myself was comparing it to Jerry's World, in Dallas, Texas, their stadium. And that's a beautiful stadium to have in Dallas because, it's Jerry Jones. But when you see the stadium here in Los Angeles, it's second to none. I mean, it's nothing like it. I mean, it is just like when you walk in, I guarantee people will go, wow. You just go, wow, man. It is massive. It's a beautiful stadium. We have we got the Super Bowl here this year. We got the Olympics coming up. It's just so much, that stadium can do. And, they have I think a 6,000 seat amphitheater. They do concerts out by a pond. So, it's nothing like that stadium.
Right, and then what do you think of when you walk into SoFi and the Rams fans are in there and it's so damn loud? It literally is the loudest stadium in the NFL, and I've been in all of them. And I say this with the ultimate of respect to Seattle fans and Arrowhead fans. I mean, it's like a rock concert. My ears are ringing after I come home from a game at SoFi Stadium. Like when you're back in the day. This is the greatest home field advantage the Rams have ever had in Los Angeles. That's for damn sure.
Ever had.
What would you have done with that crowd noise?
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me?
That's right.
Man, I would have loved to have played that stadium. Being a young Eric Dickerson,
yeah.
You coming on the field with the fans shouting your name and screaming for you. You're right. I think it is the loudest, if not one of the loudest stadiums in the National Football League.
Yeah, it is.
People always talk about the fans of L.A. The fans out there not good. Man, we got great fans here. I mean, it's like anything. You want your team to win. And, man, they're excited about football. I think not just football, but sports in general here in L.A. You got the Dodgers, you got the Lakers. You got the Rams. You got the LA Chargers. So, this is a great time, for LA sports right now.
Okay, yeah, and you've got the college football playoff national championship. You got the U.S. Open, the Major League Baseball All-Star Games coming. Of course, the Summer Olympic and the Paralympic Games in 2028. You got the Rose Bowl sitting out here too. The LA Coliseum still home to the USC. It's pretty amazing. Before I let you go, Eric, I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to put you directly on the spot, and I really need an answer to this question.
Okay. You need an answer for it?
That's my wind-up. This is my wind-up. Okay.
So
now we don't have to. With Derrick Henry now, unfortunately, out for the season, this is not going to happen this year. But one day, if somebody comes up with yard number 2,106 in an NFL regular season, and it happens in their 17th regular season game, should that mark have an asterisk next to it, Eric Dickerson?
No, absolutely not. No, it should not. Because I always say this, OJ did it in 14 games. I did it in 15 with one extra game to go. So, no, it should not. Look, to get 2,000 yards is an incredible feat. It's very hard. I came close 3 other times and could not get there. So, for sure not. And I would never say that. I mean, you know me, I'm honest. I just call it like I see it.
I know.
Do I want someone to break my record? Hell no. But if they break it, they break it. But no, if they do it in 17 games, so be it. They did in 17 games.
So
if it was 20 games, it'd be a little different.
Okay. So there is a line. There is a line.
There is a line.
But this extra regular season game, folks shouldn't know. Well, I did it. So you did it in 15. So there should be an asterisk if it's done in 16.
Right. Exactly. My name also. I'm going to tell you, Richard. Let me tell you, the record that I've always said that's going to last the longest is my rookie rushing record. 1,808 yards as a rookie at 20 touchdowns. It's going to be hard for any rookie to do that because you know one thing, you get one shot at it. One shot, and that's it.
Man, those are ridiculous numbers, Eric. Those are and 20 touchdowns on top of it, and 20 20 touchdowns. So outside of Derrick Henry, now again that he is hurt, the best running back in the NFL is who for you?
Whew, man, I believe not. I'd have to say Zeke. I mean, really, I think it's Zeke Elliott. I know they haven't played well in the last couple years. I think it's all him. It's the Cowboys' offensive line injuries and everything else.
Right.
But I mean, you'd have to go to Zeke. I mean, what's the guy? I can't think of young kids in New York. He's been hurt so much.
Saquon has now got COVID too. I know.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a kid to me, and I said this when they drafted him. I said I feel bad for him because he's such a great player. So much talent. I say, but they'll never see his talent because he's in New York, and it's showing just what I said. And you hate to see that for a player, but I think that if it's a guy that could do it, it would be him. But he'll never get the chance because he's on that bad football team.
So it's not a New York thing. It's just the Giants and their line, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's just no help. I mean, let me tell you something. Being a running back, it's no fun walking to the line of scrimmage and seeing an 8-man front. Trust me, that's no fun.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there going, "Oh man,
oh my gosh, oh my God."
What'd you see that about? You saw that what? 30% of the time?
I saw that so much, man. I won't forget we played the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game. I told him, I said, I think the referee is up. I think he's trying to make tackles too. He's up by the line of scrimmage.
So that was that NFC Championship. That's right. Okay, so you're there, and that's Singletary, right? That's
right.
The team you were going against.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, and think about that. I mean, my friend Richard Dent, he told me, Eric, let me tell you what the game plan was. Don't let 29 beat us. He said we had everybody at the line of scrimmage. I mean, the safeties were right behind the linebackers. They were like, we're not worried about y'all passing the ball. So that was frustrating.
It was the 46 defense. It was really 46 people. It wasn't.
That's what it looked like. I'm telling you. When I say the referee was right there with the safeties, I'm like, is he making tackles too?
Eric, let's do this more often. I really love chatting with you. And we're local, just like you obviously are, with the committee here for Los Angeles, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the time here today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
You bet. That's the Pro Football. You bet. That's the Pro Football Hall of Famer, Eric Dickerson, on behalf of the Los Angeles Tourism and Convention Board right here in L.A. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.